Hi, Mr. Runer.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for meeting with me again. I know it's a busy time of the year for all of us right now, and
Yeah.
I know we're all really busy, so I really appreciate the time you've given me to meet again. So today I'd like to, talk over some more about some of the things we've discussed in the past few weeks, and we can move forward from there.
Okay.
Do you mind if I take some notes during our meeting?
No, feel free.
All right, perfect. So what I learned last time that we spoke is that your company, Dentsply, has recently launched a new line of dental instruments that are completely cordless, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But you're having some trouble selling these instruments right now. Okay. And also you've had CRM systems in the past, but don't currently have one, but you're open to it if it's the right fit for your company?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So today I'd like to talk to you about what Dentsply's needs are in a software suite and how NetSuite can help your company run more efficiently in the future.
Okay.
And I'd also like to discuss with you how your sales reps can pitch your new instruments so that you can successfully bring them into the market and increase sales, because I know that your customers and the people you've shown the product to are really a fan of the product, but they're not actually moving forward with the sale right now.
Yeah.
Which is what we really need to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So before we get started today, is there anyone else you'd like to have sitting in the meeting with us?
Right now, no, but if we move forward and have another meeting, I'll probably bring in some of my managers.
Okay, great.
But yeah, right now we're totally good.
Sounds good. So, as our agenda for today, we'll discuss the pitch that your sales reps can use to bring your new cordless instruments into the market. We'll talk about the issues you're having with, tracking your information and admin tasks that are taking up a lot of your time and how no one likes to do them, so we want to fix that issue. And I can show you how NetSuite can solve these problems if you're interested, and then I'll demonstrate the capabilities it has and how it can help your company, be more successful and potentially increase your sales revenue, which is what we want to do. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds
All right,
perfect.
so let's get to it
Let's
so
do
we
it.
don't spend a lot of time. All right, so my first question for you is, for your sales reps, do you have a set script that they use and follow when they're introducing the dental supply instruments to your buyers?
Not really. They kind of just go in there and demonstrate capability. They just kind of like show the tools that we have now by literally showing the tools that we have now.
So they're just showing what the instrument basically does.
Yeah, they don't really have like a script that they go off. It's kind of like just what they think is best. Kind of like the skills that they have is what they rely on. But overall, no, it's just kind of changes by each rep, I guess.
Okay, so some points your reps can use when talking about the dental supply instruments so that they can get the buyers thinking, because I know that the buyers really like the product and are a huge fan of it, but they're not interested in actually making the change because, it costs money and they're not willing to put forth the money if they don't know how much not having these instruments is actually costing them.
Yeah.
So I think your reps can really pin down on the money and time that can be saved by switching over to cordless instruments, because there's like days that we found out from my research that days that the hygienists are losing because of the body fatigue that using instruments with cords is causing them, because they're sitting on hours on end because of the cords. It's hard to use them comfortably because it's not as flexible as a cordless instrument. So that's causing them a lot of body fatigue, which is causing them to miss days of work, and it's really adding up because it's costing you money, because if they're missing days of work, you're having to find other hygienists to substitute for them. So that's a lot of trouble for your company and money that's being lost. And that really adds up to around $70,000 of extra cost if you calculate it all. And compared to the new instruments that cost about $23,000, that's a lot less. And the $70,000, that's annual cost that you're losing because every time, like the average number of hygienists that aren't showing up, you know, that's costing you money. But for the dental instrument cost, that's $23,000, and that's basically a one-time fee unless something happens to the instruments, which won't happen for at least a good few years.
Yeah.
They're meant to last a while.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely a lot of money that you'd be saving off the bat right there.
Yeah.
So your team could really focus on these points when speaking with the buyers. What do you think about that?
I definitely think that would help. You know, if they did kind of like use a certain set of points, you know, it could definitely increase sales revenue. That'd be great for the company. I always like to hear an increase in sales revenue.
Because I mean, this product seems great, and we need to get it out on the market and start selling it. And the buyers aren't going to start buying until they know how much money it's costing them.
Yeah.
So I also know that you don't have a CRM software, and neither do most of your dental practices. And the ones that do don't really like it because it's so expensive and it's not practical and it's taking a lot of effort. Is that right?
Yeah. It's, you know, most of our employees, they really don't like CRM systems, mainly because they've used some in the past and like they really do not like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just difficult to use. They're not user friendly. But yeah, I mean, they've all had pretty bad experiences with it, so that's kind of why we haven't gone in that direction.
Yeah, so I mean, for speaking to your Dentsply reps, some of them, for a little bit of time, I found that they agree in the benefits of using NetSuite as a central tracking system that, you know, tracks the dentist, hygienist, customers all in one organized system, which is what NetSuite can do for you. And it seems like they're on board with it, which is good news for us.
Mm-hmm.
So do you potentially think that we could partner together with your Dentsply reps and my NetSuite reps to offer your new instruments and my software together to dental practices? What do you think about that?
I think that would be awesome. You know, if we did combine it, it'd definitely probably increase sales revenue, definitely increase our efficiency and our productivity. I think that'd be great for both companies. You know, we definitely go out and make a difference. You know, combining these two together, NetSuite and Dentsply.
Because you'd be running so much more efficiently with our product. You'd be able to make sales, and my product would be helping your dental practices and your customers, which would in turn help me.
Exactly.
So we can help each other a lot, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'd like to switch gears a little bit and discuss some of the issues you're having with your current method of tracking right now. So I know you guys are using Excel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that the reps are using about 2 hours a week on reports, and your district managers are using about 10 hours a week, like aggregating input into the reports that aren't very accurate. And then it's up to you to sift through this information and try to get the right info as you try to project sales and margins, which has all become, you know, the least favorite part of your week, pretty much.
Yeah.
So quantifying all this time shows how much money you're losing, and we all know time is money, and we don't want to be losing time. I mean, you're losing about $9,000 a year on reps, and you have 80 sales managers, and they're getting paid $170,000 a year, and they're losing 2 hours a week, so that's adds up to about $720,000 in extra cost per year. That's close to $1 million.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what you guys want to be doing.
No, not at all.
Especially when it's easily avoidable with a little bit of effort and change. Okay. In regards to how all of this is affecting you, I assume you're experiencing a lot of frustration with all this as well, because you're putting in a lot of unnecessary time and effort waiting for these reports. Is that right?
Yeah. It definitely takes a toll after a while because, I mean, there's so much like tedious work to do that can definitely be avoided, and we definitely could redirect our resources somewhere else if we had that time back. So.
And you're using about 2 hours a week trying to get all this information together.
Yeah,
right?
about 2 to 3 hours a week.
And a person in your position, your time is valued at about $500 an hour, I would assume. So that's costing you around $52,000 a year for yourself only.
Yeah.
And I don't think you want to be losing $52,000.
Not at all, not at all. I hate losing money, that's for sure.
Exactly, I agree. So I know you may have some concerns about the reps not wanting to change to a new software because in the past I found out that they all really disliked inputting reports into that system. But with how, and I know that change is hard. Nobody wants to go through change because it requires some effort. But I am confident that with how straightforward and easy to use and organized NetSuite is, we can start in a small area. We don't have to get the whole region into it yet. I know that that's going to take a little bit more time, but if we start small and kind of show NetSuite to reps and then expand slowly, we can be really successful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I know for a fact that NetSuite is nothing like the CRM packages that they disliked using in the past, because I have seen other CRM packages and I know that NetSuite is so much easier to use and very efficient and straightforward, and for less tech savvy individuals, they even get it right off the bat. And it's been described as something my mother can use, and everybody says that in our company, and it's actually very true.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Definitely. So do you agree that the time NetSuite would save them with reporting can be used effectively to sell the instruments and thus increase your sales revenue more?
Definitely, because we could definitely be, like I said before, redirecting those resources and the time that we lose doing all this, small work that, could be done a lot easier with an actual, system. So
yeah, exactly. So basically, not only would you be saving money because it's not being lost in the time that you're losing, but you'd also be earning money on top of that because you're increasing sales with the time that you're gaining back.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a win-win for
Definitely.
sure. So I know NetSuite can help you in all these areas. So would you mind if I show you a little demonstration of everything it has to offer?
Not at all. Yeah.
Great.
I'd love to see that.
So I'll come on over here real quick. Get it all up. All right. So here's the main page, and over here you see you have all of the tabs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so this would be like your own personal page. Everybody will have their own personal page and login.
Okay.
But everybody can have access to the same information. So in this tab over here is the sales reports, which everyone can use and everyone has access to this information. So it's not lost and everybody's not scrambling to find it and try to get the right information down. Everybody has access to it, and so they can see, the numbers, and someone's not recording something different than the other person. Everybody's on the same page, which I think would really help out with the problems you're having. And also, with the customers tab, you can have all your customer data and information here, and it can be entered and updated, and you can organize it into regions of where the customers are, which is really organized and helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot. I mean, you can have your own data over here, and there's so many different templates that you can create, and it's all very easy to find because you can just search it. And also you have your own privacy too. So yes, everybody has access to information that everybody needs to see, but at the end of the day, it is your own personal account, so information that you wouldn't want the rest of the company to see per se, you would not need to have that exposed. So you have a private aspect to it as well.
Okay. So basically, like when you log in, is it like you only see your stuff? You have to log into like 2 different logins to see everything?
No,
or is
it's
it
still
all
one
in
essential login, but you can have a public view of the information for the company that everybody needs to have access to, such as like sales reports. They all have access to that, but if you have personal stuff that you don't want the whole company to see perhaps, you can have it private and in a private format.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds awesome.
Do you have any other questions or concerns about NetSuite so far?
Not so far.
Okay, so looking at the current method your company is using, you're accumulating overall about $1.2 million a year in incremental costs because time lost and the days missed of work because of the cords with the dental instruments. So with each employee that you're paying, it all adds up because you guys have a good number of employees. So and then on the other hand, for your whole region, NetSuite would cost around $140,000 a year for all your 90 personnel to use it. And with that 1.2 million you'd be saving, that's quite a return on your investment, because $140,000 seems like, I know it's a lot of money, but it's a lot less money than $1.2 million that you'd be losing.
Oh yeah, big time.
So what do you think about moving forward in the process and getting some of your reps together to get started? You know, we can start small. We don't have to get the whole region in right now, because I know that's going to be a little difficult. But, you know, we can start with, you know, about 15 to 20 of your reps, of your, like, strongest team. And then I'll get my team of NetSuite reps together, and we'll work together and get them used to the idea and start using it, and then we'll start expanding together. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that sounds great. Definitely can bring in some of my managers next time that we meet, and we can talk about it more and definitely move this process forward. So.
Okay, so if you want, we can meet next week, and I'll bring in some of my reps and you'll bring yours, and we can demonstrate it to each other and get the ball rolling.
Yeah, definitely.
Does next Wednesday work for you?
Works perfectly.
Alright, so next Wednesday, afternoon or morning?
I think afternoon.
Afternoon, okay,
Yeah.
let's say 2 p.m. And if you want to sign here so I can put it in my calendar and be good to go. Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Runer.
Thank you.
It was great seeing you again. Have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Bye-bye.